Hey, that was a lot quicker. Welcome back, friends. I tried to get a game a second ago and I was recording just talking out loud for several minutes and I never got a pairing. But I did now as soon as I turned it back on. And we're going to get a Caro Kann. Caro Kann. And my opponent is from the United States. Okay. Um, I've played a lot of things against the Caro. This will be a shout out to my friend Robert, who regularly plays the Caro against me. Um, yeah, I'm just gonna go into mainline Caro. I have played takes, and F or C4 going into pan off Bodvinnik attack. I haven't played that in a while. More recently, I have been relying a lot on knight C3 takes and F3 going into the Rasa Studier Gambit. And those are very fun lines to play. I kind of feel like switching it up and going to the Panoff again, though. I haven't played that in a while. Um, it's a little less risky. I'll play what's most familiar on my mind right now, and I'm going to go into this Gambit and see how my opponent handles it. He takes. All right. So we are in the Rasa Studier Gambit. Pins my pins my knight, and I'm gonna maybe just develop my own bishop here. Um, Not worried about him taking the pawn yet. Just gonna develop. And he can take, and I can take back, and then he can win the pawn. But I'm gonna have a monstrous lead in development if he does that. So not recommended. Well, it would be wise to continue development. Okay, he's feeling greedy, so um, I've given up two pawns for development. And let's see if I can make use of this initiative because I do have a heck of a development here. Um, he's going to go all the way back. And now the question is, do I castle queenside? Threaten a discovery on his queen. Um, I think so. We're just going to threaten a discovered attack on the queen. He blocks it. Now if I go something like here, he just opens up his bishop and um, attacks attacks my bishop. So let's look at let's look at pawn storming. Hmm. Well, let's get our rook over here first. Let's threaten mate, immediate mate. He's got to block that, probably with the knight. And then I can pawn storm with another threat of attacking the knight. Maybe he pushes a h6 to stop that, but then I push here, resume the threat. He's got this. He wants to liquidate some material. Hmm. That might liquidate a little bit of material, but it does spend time. Or maybe I go queen. Just, yeah, just queen f4 to keep my pawn protected, although could still just take it. But then I do have a discover on the queen. He's going to liquidate. He's got to do something. That's defending here now. Um, but he's going to run into a discovered attack on the queen. And this could get very messy very quickly. All right, he wants the bishop. I don't want to trade queens because that kills my attack. I'm just still threatening to keep on marching. And his kingside development is hurting quite a bit. How does he defend f7? I'm not sure how he gets out of this without sacrificing material back. He's probably going to have to do that. Um, so if I get to f7 right now, it's mate. Um, so he's going to do what? Could push here to stop me from pushing g5. Then I take, he takes, I take with the bishop. I'm still threatening the knight. He develops, I take, he takes. He's still got everything held together. I bring the knight in. Maybe I bring the knight in a little earlier. He seems to be running some risk, but so do I. I mean, I'm two pawns down, so if I don't get the checkmate, it's going to be a miserable endgame for me. I'm gonna attack the knight, and he's gonna give me the knight. He's gonna have a lot of pawns for that. I'm down to 3 pawns versus 7. I'm 4 pawns down for a knight. And yeah, just a knight. That's a lot of material. That's a lot of material. I so technically he'll still be up a pawn, and I'll have the knight. He's probably going to want to take this with the G pawn. He takes with the queen. But I'm just going to keep attacking like with discovers and such. Um, I come here to defend the rook, and I threaten mate right there. So he's got to block the mate with the queen here. That doesn't help me out too much because I don't want to trade queens. Cheap mates are not going to work very well, I don't think. So let's come all the way back and see if we can stem the tide on this 4 pawn, 4 passers over here and see how much hot water I've gotten myself into. Is that all worth a knight and development? I still have development. Like these two pieces are still struggling. Need to advance my knight, make use of it. Um, Man, attack, attack, attack. It's the theme of this game. If I let up off the gas, I am done for because my knight is not going to keep these 4 pawns at bay if I don't keep coming up with threats. So, where can I create threats? Okay. Can attack the pawn and threaten to follow with the queen. But if I take the pawn, he attacks the queen. So 1, 2, 3. Oops. 1, 2, 3. Creates a lot of problems. I'd rather have my queen in the middle of that, though. 1, 2, 3 is the same number of moves. This isn't under attack, so yeah, let's lift the queen. And we're coming here. One, one, two, two. Maybe that was a hasty move because rook here immediately threatened f7. No, he can't castle because the bishop will hang. And I might even entertain taking the bishop for the exchange because I can follow it up with the queen and check here, drive him forward. Or no, I can take the bishop, king takes. Bishop here, check. Oh, okay. Let's see what I got here. Um, he's going to go all in on a little pawn storm. Can I take? King takes. Bishop check. If the king goes back to e8, that's mate with the queen coming to d7. So the king has to come forward to f6. And then rook f1 check. And the king's running forward. He can block with the queen, and I can take the queen. I'm down two rooks. It's two rooks versus a queen and a knight, and it's two rooks and four pawns versus a queen and a knight. That's kind of scary. I don't know what's best here. Takes, check, or takes with check. King takes, queen up here first. If the king goes back, the bishop comes up with check, and he runs. So I've got to keep him from going backwards if I take, king takes, bishop check, king comes forward. Rook here. I think that's my best option. I'm going to take it. No, it's not even two. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna. Oh, he resigned. Oh, okay. It is crushing for white. All right, good. It's comforting to see that eval bar mate forced mate in 16. That's comforting. Um, but he does have to run forward. He can't go backwards because it's mate. And then I'm gonna have all sorts of tricks with the knight and the. I forgot about bringing the knight over. I don't want to play that out, but we're gonna do a quick game review. And I played that like a 1900, right where I'm at the moment. One brilliant move. That's nice. And that was towards the end. I think it was the rook take. Um, Kind of mediocre opening. And middle game. So the computer does not like this gambit, and I understand that. It's okay. I'm not too concerned because I enjoy it. It's a fun gambit to play, and it's exciting. And this wasn't. I felt like this was just an error because he's giving up a lot of initiative for material. And I should have brought the bishop back out a little further. Um, it thinks the bishop belongs on this diagonal. I don't remember why that is, but I felt like the immediate attack of the queen to make him think twice about development. Oh, he should have checked. That's, of course, he should have checked. Oh, I could have brought the bishop back or the pawn up, either one, to attack again. Castling queenside, best move. White has a .7 edge, despite being down 2 pawns. White's initiative is quite strong. It did want me to push the pawns immediately, um, but it looks like it's not too much difference delaying the pushes. I didn't think he should have taken that bishop because he's just giving up so much initiative. 1.8 for white, 1.8. And material is still down 2 pawns. Um, lots of queen moves, so many queen moves. Neglecting development. He was getting very greedy, just going after these pawns. Don't go pawn chasing. This was a mistake. I should have moved the bishop and just given up the pawn. What good is that? Oh, I suppose if he takes the pawn in that instance. No, then the other pawn is hanging, protected by the knight. So why is this bishop move what the computer wants? Why is this the best move? Because doesn't he just take this? It is the best move. Hmm. The knight here. Nope, that's a blunder. Oh, it wants me to sack the knight over here. What's the threat of sacking the, what if he takes? Oh, then I take over here and I'm threatening nasty, nasty things. The rook has nowhere to go. The rook's got to come here and oh no, the rook doesn't have to come here. He's sacking the queen is his best move because I'm going to come here and checkmate pretty quickly. So, all right, I did not see that sequence with the bishop move, and I pushed the pawn, which was a miss because I missed that whole sequence there. Taking was still a blunder. It still wants me to sack the knight because the rook just has nowhere to go. So that's something maybe I should have calculated a bit deeper. Um, I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time really, really calculating, which was silly on my part because I know going into a game like this that calculation is going to be crucial. If he is able to trade off pieces, the end game is doomed for me. But here I did feel like the stack was going to win me the game, and I'm up point 0.3. I'm up 3.1. 3.1. I am 3 pawns up positionally, even though he has 4 passed pawns all back here. That's why I love gambits. It's just why I love gambits. They're exciting and just fun to play. And here I do take the bishop. He should have gotten the bishop out of the way, which makes a lot of sense. Just move that bishop out of the way. And That causes me a little bit of problems. I'm not sure how I would have navigated that. I found the correct move with the move he made. So let's look at this real quick. What happens here? Um, what does happen here? Am I still looking at sacrificing this knight? Nope. Equality. Taking the pawn seems just as bad, but it's not quite as bad because I mean the rook's going to come over here and my attack starts to look pretty shaky. I don't know how I would maintain this. I don't know if I could maintain this. I guess I bring the rook back. Hmm. Okay. That's something for me to dive into. I'm not sure what I would have done here, but I don't want to make the video too long. But there's my brilliancy, taking the bishop with the rook. And that my opponent resigned because he's going to come forward. He has to come forward, and I'm going to check him with the rook. It wanted me to check him with the queen. Okay, check with the queen. Block. Running is the best move. Running, and then what? Gotta be careful and not letting him get all the way back here. So do I just take the queen? Nope. I give up the, and now I check the rook. Oh, nope, the knight. So many checks. How to calculate everything. With the king that far forward, I would think that something's gonna be, crushing with all of these pieces in the center. Yeah. No, the computer says just take the knight, give up the queen. All right, friends. If you saw any other positions, any tactics in that mess, leave me a comment. Let me know what you saw, and I'll look forward to sharing some more with you in the near future.